Hello, students, to my second recording on global studies, and this is our second economics lesson. So, today we talked about Ben Franklin and highlighting the printer, which will carry over into tomorrow. So, really, today was an intro day to kind of get you guys introduced to the learning target, also the vocabulary, and just some basic principles to economics and capitalism that we will talk about some more tomorrow. So, today's learning target was to explain how investment in human capital can affect a person's productivity and income. So we went through all these inventions and talked about what life would be like without them. So the first one's the telephone, Band-Aid, pen, sticky notes, zippers, Velcro, light bulb, glasses, potato chips. And really the question was, what do you think life would be like without these inventions? Like, all these things were invented to solve a problem. Like potato chips, it was obviously hunger. Okay, but like glasses, for example, if you couldn't see, then you didn't have glasses, then you would be kind of struggling right now. So if you do wear glasses, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But really, it just helps society overall because people who could not see as well now had that option to see better and could read and write and do all the things that we could do. So define in your own words what an inventor and invention was is something that the class had to do. So they would talk in their groups and say, all right, I think an inventor is this, and I think an invention is this. Okay, we also did a Google Docs. Okay, so if you click on that, it will open it up, and you can kind of see here everything that we talked about today. Really, it's just vocab for tomorrow, but also talked about entrepreneurs, profit, entrepreneurship, human capital, which is in our learning target there. So human capital is something that we needed to highlight. That's the knowledge and skills that people obtain through education, experience, and training. And then investing in human capital is putting efforts forth to acquire that human capital. So examples can include going to practice. So let's say you're a soccer player and you want to get really good at soccer. That's your human capital and the skills that you bring. Like, can I do a cross in soccer? Can I dribble? Can I pass? Can I shoot? All those things. Those are things that like you need to practice in order to be a good soccer player. So you're investing in your human capital by going to practice each day and then working maybe outside of practice as well. So those are just things that you guys need to consider when investment in human capital. And again, right now, if you're watching this video, you're investing in human capital because you want to get better, you want to learn more, and try to be a better student. So just remember all that stuff. Make sure you know all these terms. I did them for you, so just study them. Make sure you're familiar with them, all that good stuff. So let's go back here. Okay, we did a couple activities in class today, so if you weren't here, it's not a big deal. So just make sure you talk to somebody in class and get caught up. But one main thing we did today was that we listed U.S. currency. So if you look here, we had a worksheet where you had to go through each bill, tell me who's on it, and what the value is, obviously, and then finally, were they a U.S. president or not? So let's start from the top and kind of work our way over from left to right. So the top left is Benjamin Franklin. He's on the $100 bill. Was he a president? No. Okay. He's also the topic of our lesson tomorrow, so make sure you remember Ben Franklin. He was an inventor. He was a politician. He's one of our founding fathers, but he was not a president. Ulysses S. Grant is on the 50 to the right there, top right. He was also a Union general. He was also a president, and so that is the 50. And then the 20 is Andrew Jackson. Harriet Tubman's going to be introduced to that as well. Andrew Jackson was a president. Next one, the $10 bill, is Alexander Hamilton. He was not a president. Okay, he was our first Secretary of State. Number 5 is Abraham Lincoln. Obviously, if you don't know who he is, you're probably struggling in history class. So that is the $5 bill, and then finally, yes, he was a U.S. president. The $2 bill, you don't see much of those anymore. I don't even know if they print them. I'd have to check. If they do print them, they don't print them as much. So that's Thomas Jefferson. He was a president. He was our 3rd president. And George Washington, finally, obviously our first president. He's on the $1 bill, and he was pretty influential in our history as well. So all these people featured on our money, okay, are one of the two, or both of these actually. They're all dead, and they should be easily recognizable by the U.S. public, which I think is fading away. Some students struggle today knowing who Alexander Hamilton was. They struggled with even Ulysses S. Grant. So obviously the ones that are more popular, like the 20 and the 1 and the 5 and the 100, they're going to be easily more recognizable by the American public. But the 50, the 10, and the 2, they're not as used as much, so not everybody knows who's on them, and not everybody understands if they were a president or not. So just keep that in mind. Remember that, because it's going to come into our lesson later. That's pretty much it. All we did today. My second period did get a little bit into the article, but everybody else got about as far as the currency. So if you are taking notes on this, just make sure you know the currency and who's on it, and if they're president or not. Make sure you know what all the vocab terms like entrepreneur are, and then know what an invention is as well, because that's going to help you later on. Know all those things, and you guys will be good for today. Please email me with any questions or message me on Google Classroom, and I will get back to you as soon as I can, or just wait till tomorrow and ask me in class. Any of those are good, so let me know. Other than that, hope you had a great day. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.